Good morning, this is Rich from Rich TV Live, and today I wanted to talk to you about a new company that you probably have never heard of before. You probably don't know much about. It doesn't have a ton of volume, it doesn't have a lot of attention, it doesn't have a lot of exposure, but isn't that what we do here? Don't we identify these companies before they explode? Don't we identify companies that are underappreciated, underexposed, and undervalued before they explode? That's what we've done again. Believe it or not, we have done it again. This is a company called HPQ Silicone Resources Inc. The symbol in Canada is HPQ and the symbol in America is URAGF. And I got an opportunity to speak with the CEO, and I was extremely impressed with what I had heard. And that video will be out on Wednesday. Before I put out that video, I wanted to get you guys the opportunity to learn a little bit more about this company. So let's just get right into it so you guys can understand more about HPQ silicone metals, which I think has a chance to be absolutely huge. That's right, and you're hearing it first from your boy Rich. I think that this opportunity here has a chance to be absolutely huge. Now let's take a look at, first of all, what they do.
Hi everyone, this is Bernard Turion, President and CEO of HPQ Silicone. What you're now seeing is a tapping test being done on a Gen 2 reactor. First, the employee opened the tapping hole, and now they're about to tilt the equipment so the liquid silicone that accumulated at the bottom of the reactor can flow into the crucible. This test was done of our ongoing Gen 2 PureVAP commercial scalability proof of concept. Drainage of liquid silicone is one of the most important aspects of the process, and we're grateful to Pyrogenesis for having given us this video so all of you can now see how it's done. Thank you.
So that's just a little quick video to give you an idea of what they do. Now, this is the company deck. I'm not going to go through everything here, but it's just got so much potential because it's like one of those companies that people don't think about. People don't realize how many products use silicone. Take a look at this. Global megatrends driving increased silicone metal. Population growth. Growing middle class, China and India, consumption economy. Silicones are used in healthcare, cosmetics, and packaging. Yeah, India and China are two pretty huge markets. The two biggest markets in the world, and they need silicone. Urbanization, India, Brazil, and other emerging markets, infrastructure build, they use silicone too. Silicone is used in the aluminum for cars. Housing growth, silicone is used in silicone sealants for construction applications. You know, you do renovations in your house, and silicone is used to fix up, to seal toilets. Silicone is used to seal bathtubs. Silicone is used in so many different places, especially when you're talking about construction. Energy efficiency, light weighting of vehicles, electric vehicles. Silicone is alloying agent for aluminum to replace steel in vehicles. Prospects for silicone alloys in batteries. Alternative energy and sustainability. Growing demand for solar and other sources of renewable energy. Higher consumption of silicone for polysilicon used to make solar panels. Prospects for silicone-based energy storage. Now, one of the things that I felt very interesting is that this company, we're gonna bounce around a little bit because I got a lot of information about this company. But this company has partnered with a company called Pyrogenesis, okay? And we're gonna get into that. And Pyrogenesis is a very big company that's very good at what they do. And we're going to get into that a lot. And I interviewed the CEO. And you can see right now that it's at 9 cents, almost no volume. Now, when we look at the chart, we see a stock that so you can see here, it was at 25 cents March 10th, 2017. Since then, it's gone all the way down. It's been as low as, I believe it was 5 cents. Yeah, it went as low as 5 cents at the beginning of this year, which has been its low. Okay. Now, as you can see over the last 5 years, its high has been as high as 28.5 cents, July 30th, 2016. In my opinion, this is the type of stock that we can see go back to 20 or 30 cents, with the high being at 28.5 and the low being at around 5.5 cents, 5.5, 6 cents. And right now, with us being at 9 cents, I think we see a stock here that has a lot of upside. Now, you can see, not too long ago, August 3rd, it traded 926,000 shares. July 20th, at 8.5 cents, it traded 3.6 million shares. So what was the catalyst for all of this? You can see some good volume days. Look at this. At 9.5 cents again, Saturday, April 27th, it traded 1 million shares. So it's not like this stock doesn't trade. This stock does trade. Saturday, February 16th, 2019, traded 1 million shares. Now, what I'm gathering, speaking to the CEO, is that this is a company that when they want to take off, they can take off. And unfortunately, the CEO had a very big distraction, a personal situation that happened in his life that affected him dramatically. And because of that, it affected the stock. And what they've been doing over the last couple of years, while the CEO was going through some personal problems, was they were focusing on building the business. They were focused on building the company. They were focused on building the brand. Good morning, Dan. How you doing? And in speaking to the CEO, I said, what are you focused on? Like, what is your concern? He goes, well, you know what? We really haven't been concerned about much. We're focused on building the business. We weren't focused on the stock price. We're focused on the business. Now, the float is 195 million shares. The total shares issued and outstanding are 225 million. So nothing crazy. It's not like 1 billion shares or anything that's going to be highly dilutive that's going to hold the stock down. And out of those shares, from speaking to the CEO, a big majority of those shares are held by insiders, and another big majority of those shares are held by their partner, which I'm going to get into. Let's get into the news. Now, they just recently closed a private placement as well. Nobody talks about silicone, Dan, so I thought I would be the first. So they just closed a private placement at 10 cents. You can see they're currently at 9 cents. So obviously I think it's going to go higher. And they closed the private placement for $325,000 for 3.25 million shares. And each warrant will entitle the subscribers to purchase one common share of the capital stock of the company at an exercise price of 15 cents for a period of 36 months. Now, after I spoke to the CEO, he pretty much said to me that this is very tightly held and they can pretty much take this as high as they want. He pretty much said to me they can take this as high as they want. Now, let's learn a little bit more about this. About HPQ Silicone. HPQ Silicone Resources Inc. is a TSXV, Toronto Stock Exchange, venture exchange listed company developing in collaboration with industry leader Pyrogenesis, the innovative PureVAP trademark quartz reduction reactors, QRR, a truly 2.0 carbothermic process, patent pending, which will permit the transformation and purification of quartz, SiO, into metallurgical grade silicone at prices that will propagate its significant renewable energy potential. Now, I'm going to show you guys Pyrogenesis, PYR, because PYR is one of their partners that is a huge company that kind of gives you an idea of how big these guys can be. Pyrogenesis is one of the companies that has a lot of stock in this. So they're not planning on selling anytime soon. This is essentially like their partner. So take a look at this. So Pyrogenesis Canada is at 56 cents, and Pyrogenesis Canada is a big, big partner and investor with HPQ. So HPQ is surrounding themselves with experts in their field. And if we take a look at Pyrogenesis, they generated $5 million in the last fiscal revenue, 56-cent stock, and they've got 141 million total shares, 124 million in the float, and they are a 56-cent stock. So they've got some partners that have stock in the game that are much bigger than they are, that are not planning on selling anytime soon because they see upside. Okay, let's take a look at Pyrogenesis' chart. How you doing, Neurosis? How you doing, Drew? Yeah, CanTrust is in a lot of trouble. CanTrust is in a lot of trouble. Okay, that's why I kept saying to everyone I wouldn't touch CanTrust. So you can see where Pyrogenesis has been as high as 74 cents on May 3rd. Over the last year, it's been as low as 40 cents. And is currently trading at about 56 cents. So this is a stock that we need to put on your watch list, put on your radar, PYR, and they're working very closely with HPQ. So I wanted to just kind of show you the relationship there. I don't want to get into too much of all of this because we speak about it in the CEO interview, which I will be having launched on Wednesday. But what I want to do is before the CEO interview goes out, I wanted to break this down so you can learn a little bit more about what this company is, what it does, and what makes it so unique. So another aspect of HPQ that makes them special is they're very focused on the solar industry with pioneer pyrogenesis. So let's get into it. With plenty of exciting developments happening in the alternative energy space, our team has been keeping an open eye on many of the junior players in the space, whether they are producers, manufacturers, or other participants. One company we've been watching, which is on track to make a huge splash in the sector, HPQ Silicone Resources, is listed on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol HPQ, and the company is at the exciting operational phase. They're just about to get operational. Since 2015, the company's been focused on creating and refining a revolutionary process, initially focusing on high-grade silicone metal production to be eventually used in the manufacturing of solar cells. As the shift to alternative energy sources continues, renewable energy producers and part suppliers must innovate to bring down costs, further appealing to end users who want to reduce their environmental impact but hope to do so at an affordable cost relative to the current options available. HPQ Silicone is participating in the solar energy market, a booming market, and the company is excited about its growth potential. Even though solar production has not reached the level of visibility or widespread adoption that most would have expected some decades ago, the company attributes this reality to the lack of innovation and affordability in the space, two things they are trying to change in pursuing their partnerships with Pyrogenesis, another publicly listed company on the TSX Venture Exchange, under the symbol PYR. Now, the American symbol for HPQ Silicone Resources is URAGF. This is the American symbol for HPQ. So I want you guys to know these symbols. I want you to know this company because I feel like it's my duty to bring you guys this information and these picks first. Okay? Pyrogenesis is a high-tech company that specializes in the design, development, and manufacturing and commercialization of advanced plasma processes. Pyrogenesis is also a strategic partner to HPQ and a shareholder. Since PYR owns a 10% stake in HPQ Silicone Resources, that's like 20 million shares, folks. Pyrogenesis serves multiple sectors, including but not limited to defense, mining, additive manufacturing, and oil and gas. The two companies plan to combine their unique set of expertise and resources together to solve problems that they could not tackle individually. More specifically, HPQ and PYR are innovating within the space, having recently focused on their new technology, PureVAP quartz reduction reactors, QRR. The pair expects to be successful in pursuing this market and achieving the kind of innovation that they have deemed crucial in the alternative energy market to not only succeed as a business venture, but spur adoption and assist in the fight against climate change. As a result of this belief, the duo are confident that by 2035, the electricity market will double to $4 trillion US from $2 trillion US in 2015. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. With solar growing nearly 10 times from 2015 to 400 billion US. And these are companies that no one's heard of. These are products that nobody knows about except for your boy. And I'm bringing them to you first. And I'm not going to get into all of this, but I'll read a little bit more. The pair expects to be successful in pursuing this market and achieving the kind of innovation they have deemed crucial in the alternative energy market to not only succeed as a business venture, but spur adoption and assist in the fight against climate change. As a result of this belief, the duo are confident that by 2035, the electricity market will double to $4 trillion US from $2 trillion US in 2015, with solar growing nearly 10 times from 2015 to 400 billion US. Wow. As mentioned, the two companies have joined forces to pursue their PureVAP technology, which is meant to improve the current process of transforming quartz into usable materials to reduce the cost and environmental impact that are present today. The companies initially launched with a plan to produce solar-grade silicone material from this raw quartz in a way that is low cost, will encourage new applications of the technology, and retire the current practices in place today. Wow. This is going to be so big. Like I said, I don't want to get into all of this right now because we're going to get into more detail and we're going to launch the CEO interview on Wednesday where you can learn more. Here's a good question. Interview with HPQ Silicone Resources. This was on June 2nd, 2019. Can you tell us what the genesis of HPQ Silicone was? Initially, HPQ was called URAGF Bay Resources, and the main goal of the company was gold exploration in 2014. URAGF had a number of gold properties in Quebec, with gold being hosted in quartz veins. Given the lack of interest in gold exploration at the time, we looked at our assets and realized we had something of economic value: large-scale quartz deposits. Quartz, silicon dioxide, or SiO2, is the key ingredient needed to make silicone metal. Per the U.S. Department of Energy, Si is one of today's key strategic energy metals, like lithium and cobalt, that is needed to fulfill the renewable energy revolution presently underway. What really turned our attention towards the space in 2015 was Atlantica setting up a massive $382 million project for a silicone metal smelter in Quebec. That's what got their attention. We wanted to sell Atlantica our quartz at the time. Actually, we wanted to sell it to anyone, so we did some digging, and around there were multiple parties interested in the feedstock. That's when we discovered the demand for silicone metal in the new energy economy was growing and looked to remain very healthy. Everything we were seeing led our team to believe that green energy applications would drive up the demand and the value of high purity quartz in general. The supply side of the equation did not look as strong at all. By early 2015, we realized that unlike lithium and cobalt, having a quartz property portfolio would not generate that much value for shareholders. One of the stated opportunities by the US Department of DOE is technology improvements for Department of Energy is technology improvements for separation technologies. Bingo. We had to become a producer of high value and high purity SI. The way we saw it, we had to strive for the highest margin product. Solar grade silicone metals, SOG-SI, for photovoltaic PV modules. With a lot more digging and a local partnership with Pyrogenesis Canada Inc., we saw a massive opportunity to build a solution that the industry needed. Jumping in with both feet, the company changed names in 2016 to reflect our pivot. HPQ Silicone was born. I'm going to read you this real quick question. What is the problem that HPQ is trying to solve? Without getting into all the technical details, we are solving two things for the green revolution: security of supply and cost of input material. Firstly, like other critical materials such as graphite, and lithium, here's a full list. Most of the low-cost producers of silicone metal are in China. Energy, security, and independence has been an active topic for Western nations for the last decade, and the fact that supply is controlled by outside, volatile, and potentially non-friendly nations is obviously a major geopolitical risk that needs to be mitigated. We think we can make a difference here. Huge. Absolutely huge. The global solar energy market is forecasted by Deutsche Bank to grow by 10x by 2035 to be a US 400 billion industry. The SOG-IS market alone is expected to grow from US 7.1 billion to US 11.8 billion by 2028. The addressable market for ultra pure SI is enormous, and the applications are growing beyond just solar. Although not commercialized yet, we know that silicone could replace lithium in batteries. That is massive. This all sounds great, but there is one fundamental problem. Silicone metals is not economic today. In the last 6 years, the spot prices of polysilicon dropped from US $25 per kg to less than US $10 per kg. I believe it's around $8 per kg right now. At US $10 per kg, not even the new high-performance plants built in China, with their all-in costs around US $14 per kg, are profitable. It is not logical for anyone to continue operating at a net loss for a long period. So for this market to evolve and growth rates to occur, someone has to lower the input cost of the main ingredient. HPQ is that someone. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So I want everyone to put HPQ on full alert. I think this company has a lot of potential. I think they have a lot of upside. I think Pyrogenesis also needs to be on full alert, PYR. I think that company has a lot of potential. I think they have a lot of upside. Here is the Canadian symbol, HPQ. Still no volume in Canada today. Interesting. And let's take a look at the US symbol. Still called Gold Bay Resources Inc. in America, but it's actually HPQ Silicone. And they've got no volume so far today in America. So nobody knows about this stock. I'm sure this is going to change very quickly, and I wanted to bring it to your attention first. They also have a symbol in Frankfurt, Germany, if you're watching from Germany. And the symbol in Frankfurt, Germany is UGE. So I'm going to do more research. I'm going to do more due diligence. I want you guys to do some research. I want you guys to do some due diligence. I'd love to know what you guys think about this company. I think there's tons of upside. We're talking about silicone to be used in batteries. We're talking about silicone to be used in building materials. We're talking about silicone to be used in cars. We're talking about silicone to be used in so many different areas. And the reality is, nobody knows about this company. Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody knows how big they have a chance to be. And I've spoken to the CEO, and you're going to see that video. Mark my words, these guys can easily go to 20, 30 cents, and the CEO will explain why. But the reality is, I'm going to kind of break it down. The CEO had a very, very major battle, personal battle, which I don't want to get into. And I mean, anytime you have, family members that are sick or going through troubles or having problems, it's going to be a distraction. This was a huge distraction, okay, with one of the children of the CEO that took away his focus. And the stock has gone down pretty much from just under 30 cents to as low as 5 cents before he started to really focus on the stock. Now it's gone up from 5.5 cents to 9, and he believes it's going to go to 20 to 30 cents pretty easily. I think based on the industry alone, there's enormous upside. And if there's a chance for this to go to 20 or 30 cents, that's a chance for us to make anywhere from 100 to 200%. So I'm going to keep this on our watch list. I'm going to keep it on the radar. I'm going to be working really, really closely with this company because we want to really put them on the map so that when they do explode, it's not going to be a surprise. Okay? We want to make sure that with our community, we're the first to get into these opportunities, not the last. We don't want to jump on the moving train. We want to get into it before it explodes. Okay? Now, I want to know what you guys think. I'm going to do more due diligence. I'm going to do more research. I have not bought this stock. I do not own this stock. But if I do buy it, I will let you know. I think there's tons of upside. I think there's tons of potential. And I think it goes way higher. Love to know what you guys think. Comment down below. Share the video everywhere. If you like this video, smash the like button. Now remember, Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. Always do your own due diligence. Always do your own research before you invest in anything that we talk about here on Rich TV Live. Always invest in the best. The best is blessed. This is Rich from Rich TV Live. We bring you winners and we bring them to you first. I believe that HPQ, Silicone Resources Inc., has a chance to be that big winner. I really do. In fact, they are on YouTube. Let's see. Here's the CEO. I'll give you a little taste. Let's use this one. Let's give you a little taste.
From the Investing News Network, coming to you live at PDAC 2018. Joining me today is Bernard Tourion, CEO and Chairman of HPQ Silicone. Their ticker symbol on the TSXV is HPQ. So Bernard, can you please give us a 30-second breakdown of your company?
Yes, HPQ Silicone is developing in partnership with Pyrogenesis Montreal a brand new process to transform quartz directly to solar-grade silicon metal, which is the basic ingredient to make solar cells that are at the basic of solar energy. Few people realize that silicon metal is the solar metal. You need about 5 grams of silicon, high-purity silicon metal, solar-grade silicon metal, to generate 1 watt of energy. So there's no watt of energy in everything else.
And what makes your company unique?
Well, first of all, we're the only publicly traded company in that specific space out there. And we're developing a brand new process with Pyrogenesis that's a metallurgic process to do it. There's 2 processes to make solar grade silicon metal. Either the chemical process, which is a Siemens, very complicated process, very polluting very energy consumption, and there's the upgraded metallurgy group processes. What differentiates our process is we're looking at cutting the capex, which is the center part of it, by about 90% of it. Our project is at the advanced pilot plant phases. So we've proven at the laboratory, at lab scale, that it worked. We've proven that we can scale up the process. Well, when we say we, Pyrogenesis, because they do the work, and we've proven that it's feasible. We're the only company in the world that can take what's known as low purity silica, SiO2, 98% purity, and turn it into 3N plus purity. The work done by Pyrogenesis tells us that just on the carbothermic process part of the process, it's very technical, just when we put it through the mechanism, we should be going all the way to almost 5N purity, so Si. We have other proprietary process that we're going to be implementing to push it all the way. But fundamentally, what we're going to be doing is cutting the number of steps required to turn silicon quartz into solar-grade silicon metal in such a way that we will be basically the leading technology to do it.
And what are you currently working on?
Right now, what we're working on really is assembling the pilot equipment. Okay, we have a miniature pilot equipment that can produce a few grams of the stuff. It's very important because it demonstrates that the process works in a continuous batch as it's supposed to do. But in the coming months, we will have a larger pilot plant with the aim of producing on a daily basis ingots of about 20 kilograms of silicon metal, from which we will produce solar cell. And then the goal will be to demonstrate that we can produce solar cells as efficient as all those out there.
And what should investors be on the lookout for?
Well, basically, they should be on the lookout for, over the next year, some very interesting process. We're in final discussion with advanced strategic investors and strategic partners to finish the financing round around the pilot plant building. And we'll have the pilot plant operational. We'll be working on purity development, discussing with partnership. So there is going to be, from this point forward, there's going to be a lot of development moving forward.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
This is Amara Pope from the Investing News Network, your trusted source for investing success, coming to you live at PDAC 2018.
So you can see the CEO is very confident that they believe that this is going to go way higher. And I believe it does too. I really do. I think that this is a company that has a lot of potential, has a lot of upside. Based on what I've heard from the CEO and doing my due diligence, I think we're going to see a 20, 30 cent stock. Oh, look, there's a little volume now. 11,000 shares have traded. It's at 9 cents. So I think this is one of those stocks where if you're patient and you want to just pick up some and hold it for a bit, we see this at 20, 30 cents. So Wednesday, you're going to see the CEO interview. Do your due diligence, do your research. Love to know what you guys think. Love to know your opinion on HPQ. As you can see, the high of 28.5 cents was a few years ago. 2017 hit 24.5, hit 5.5 January of this year. It's already almost doubled since then. Been as high as 10 cents. Currently now at 9. I think we see a 20, 30 cent stock. I think we see it go back up to 20, 30 cents in the next year or so. Love to know what you guys think. If you agree or disagree, please let me know. Comment down below. Share the video everywhere. And remember, if I win and you win, we all win. We are Rich TV Live. We are Rich TV Live Revolution, where we bring you winners and we bring them down, break them down, explain them to you, and educate you about them and try to bring them to you first. I think this has a chance to be an absolute giant where all of their competitors are already billion-dollar giants. And we're talking about a company that's trading at 9 cents. Stay tuned. I'll keep you guys updated on any other breaking news as it happens. But in the meantime, love to know your opinion on HPQ, Silicone Resources Inc., a company that has, I believe, a chance to be a big winner. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day.